I'm originally from India and I live in upstate New York. And I got interested in new media art through photography. So I consider myself as a conceptual artist interested in photography. And I am mostly interested in the question of how do we look at images of atrocity, images of someone's pain, and images made under duress. And the other conceptual framework which I work on with is the whole notion that most images exist as computational objects or HTML codes. And this is what got me interested in internet art. So again, I'm interested in the idea of how do we as a more ethical society look at images of someone's pain. I'm interested in the idea of the work of art in the age of digital reproduction. Both Walter Benjamin and John Berger were quite scared of how artworks could get decontextualized. And I think this problem has been amplified a lot in the age of networked image culture, right? You can see an image of someone's assassination as a dank meme. And I'm very interested in exploring this idea. So I'm currently working, my specific interest is 19th century ethnographic photography in colonial India. Again, these were images made for pushing forward the colonial propaganda of othering. So I'm working on this project called Rage Against the Archive, which is again an intersection of institutional critique, internet art, and ethnographic photography. And here I'm looking at the digital archives of the New York Public Library. And I'm looking at one particular book which they have digitized. It's called The People of India. It's the oldest and the most comprehensive ethnographic book in existence. It has about 468 images made with a particular agenda by the British government in India. And I was very interested to find that NYPL also sells these images as art prints. And I found this very interesting that this reiteration of the violence of the image happening in the digital era. So again, you could buy these images as wall murals, as art prints. And again, this is not just happening with these kinds of images. These are images from Nazi atrocities in Poland, which again, you can buy as an art print on New York Public Library's website. So I'm interested in the idea of website defacement as electronic civil disobedience. All I'm doing is using inspect element to basically insert certain messages. So again, I'm trying to activate the digital archives using inspect elements. It's both a post-colonial critique of these images and also a critique of New York Public Library's archival practices. And I'm interested in questioning the notion of how should we view these visual spoils of history. So again, I'm messing around with their website. I'm basically defacing it symbolically as a protest. And this exists as a single channel video right now. This is how the work exists in a gallery space. I'm highly inspired by American artist's work Looted. And I mean, encountering his work was a big inspiration. And now I'm also trying to delve into performance lectures and live website interventions. So this is how, again, I'm trying to do live website defacements while at the same time trying to engage with an audience, trying to be more present and talk about these images and the questions of visual ethics. That how should we, as a more ethical society, how should museums display these colonial artifacts is what I'm interested in. Recently, I made a Chrome extension, which basically interjects with the NYPL's website in a more direct way. It basically replaces all these buy image options with an error message. So again, I'm interested in the idea of electronic civil disobedience, causing electronic disturbances to make a point, to raise questions,